Hello everyone, I'm here to talk about Fibonacci number. So without further ado, let's start. As you can see, according to formal definition, in mathematics, the Fibonacci number are the numbers in the following integer sequence called the Fibonacci sequence, and characterized by the fact that every number after the first two is the sum of the two preceding ones. Well, the sum of the two preceding ones. What does that actually mean? As you can see, here we have some red colored numbers. So these numbers are actually Fibonacci sequence. In Fibonacci sequence, we have 0 and 1 as stored, like we know that they are there. So we consider that 0 and 1 as the first two number of the Fibonacci sequence, and then we move forward. Okay, so how does it work? We have a rule. The rule says that xn is equal to xn minus 1 plus xn minus 2. So what does that actually mean? It means nth number, that is nth number, for instance, as the example says here, for instance we have 4 and we want to find the fourth number of the Fibonacci sequence, right? So n will be 4. So we are considering 4, and here xn minus 1, that is 4 minus 1, which is 3, right? So the fourth number is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So this is the fourth number. So 4 minus 1, that is 3. This is the third number, 2, right? And then plus 4 minus 2. 4 minus 2 is 2, which is x2, which give us 1. Now 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. As you can see here, the fourth number is also 3. So this is a formula by which we can find out the Fibonacci's sequence nth number. I hope you got the general idea of the Fibonacci sequence. So let's move on to the C code of Fibonacci series. As you can see, we have a method. I have named it FIB as it is the first three letters of Fibonacci. So FIB makes sense. So the method is FIB, and we have an integer n, which is the nth number that we want to find out. So it will go inside it and it will check if it is satisfying the base case, which is here the n is less than and equal to 1. If n is less than or equal to 1, then it will return the n, or else it will return FIB n minus 1 plus FIB n minus 2, which was the general formula of the nth number of Fibonacci sequence. Therefore, the FIB method will be called recursively. As you can see, in the main method, I have initialized n is equal to 4, right? I have showed you the example of 4, so I have written 4 here. So let's move on to see what this FIB method is actually doing using a recursive tree. As you can see here, we have the recursive tree of FIB method that we have used before. The main thing to note here is the base case. The base case was, let's go back to the C code here. The base case was n less than or equal to 1. If so, then it will return n, or else we will recursively call FIB n minus 1 plus FIB n minus 2, right? So keeping this in mind, let's move on to the tree we have here. FIB4, is it satisfying the base case? No. Therefore, we will have to do two things. FIB minus 1, FIB minus 2. Yeah. So FIB minus 1 will give us FIB3, as you can see here, and FIB minus 2 will give us FIB2. So these two are recursively called. And then FIB3 is not the base case, so it will call again FIB minus 2, which is minus FIB3 minus 1, FIB2, FIB3 minus 2, FIB1. So FIB1 is the base case, right? So it will send us what? Return n. So it will return us 1. Now FIB2 is not the base case, so we will again subtract minus 1, which will give us FIB1, and then FIB2 minus 2, which will give us FIB0. So FIB1 and FIB0 is the base case, so it will return themselves. So 1 and 0 is returned. So 1 plus 0 is equal to 1. So FIB2 will again return 1. Now FIB3 had 1 before, so 1 plus 1, it will FIB3 will return 2. Now in this side of the branch we have 4 minus 2, right? So 4 minus 2 will give us FIB2. Now FIB2 is again not the base case, then it will return FIB1. Then FIB1 is a base case, so it will return 1. And then FIB2 minus 2 is equal to FIB0. So FIB0 is also the base case, so 0 will return 0. Thus FIB2 has 1 as its output. So FIB3 had 2 and FIB2 had 1. So 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. So therefore the final answer for FIB4 will be equal to 3, as we have seen before. In this slide we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth number of the Fibonacci sequence we have 3. Now let's see if it actually works or not, right? So we had the Fibonacci sequence in the slide, so let's check. This is a Java code and I have written the FIB method here. This is the method. If n is less than or equal to 1, it will return n, else it will return FIB n minus 1 plus FIB n minus 2, as we have seen before. Let's input 4. The output must be 3, right? So let's run this. Yes, the output is 3. And to check, I can change the value to maybe 6. Let's see what does. Okay, it gave us 8. So let's check if the sixth number is 8. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, the sixth number is 8. So my code is running well. Now let us talk about the MIPS code of the Fibonacci series. We have the main here. We will start with the main. Now in the main we have add immediate the A0 register initialized as 2. We are considering the A0 register as the nth number of the Fibonacci series. Okay, so nth number is actually initialized in A0 register. Now we have taken A0 as a flag. We will need this later, and we are initializing it as 0. Then we move forward at Jal Fibonacci. Jal Fibonacci, for this line we have array value equal to 1012. So we have here A equal to 2, S0 equal to 0, and array register as 1012. Now we will go to the Fibonacci, as it called the Fibonacci part here. So we are going to Fibonacci, and we have add immediate SP is a stack. In the stack I am pointing to 50 as an example. So it will minus 12. So we have the value SP as 38 now, so it will be pointing to 38. Then we save the array value, A0 value and A0 value in the stack. Later we are comparing if A0 is less than or equal to 1. If so, then we will go to the base case, but for now we have A0 as 2, therefore it is not equal to 1 or less than 1, so we are going to the recursive call. Okay, so we are going to this recursive part here. As you can see, in this recursive part we have add immediate A0 as minus 1. So we are actually subtracting 1 from A0 register. We had the value 2 minus 1, which will give A0 equal to 1. Then we will move forward to JAL Fibonacci. As we call JAL again, our array value again changed to the next value of this line. So 1072, the array value is 1072. So we will go to the Fibonacci again. Here we will again subtract minus 12 from the stack, so the pointer will move to 26, as you can see here. And then again we will store the value of array A0 and S0, and then we will again check if A0 is equal or less than 1. Here we have A0 as 1, thus we are now in the base case. So in the base case, what is happening? In the base case we have V0, another register, which is equal to A0. We had A0 equal to 1, so V0 will also be equal to 1. Now we have a stack plus 12, right? So SP will be plus 12, so it will move to 38, and it will jump to the array value that we had. The array value was 1072. Now in 1072 we have to load A0, so that means we are taking A0 value from the stack that we have. As we are now in 38, right? SP as 38, so we will get the A0 value as 2. Okay, now add A0 with V0, like V0 is equal to S0, so V0 was 1, now A0 will also be 1. Then we have A0 minus 2. We had A0 as 2, minus 2 is equal to 0, and then we again JAL Fibonacci. So JAL Fibonacci means we will take the next value as an array input. That means array will be 1088, right? Now if that's so, then we will have to move to the Fibonacci here, and after moving here we can see that it is subtracting minus 12. So we will again move to 26 and point to 26, and then again save the value of array A0 and S0, array A0 and S0. We are overwriting the stack here. So after saving the value, we will again check if A is less than or equal to 1. Yes, A is 0, so it is less than or equal to 1. So it will again go to the base case, and there we will again input the value of V0 as A0 and the value was 0, so v0 will be equal to 0 now, and then we will move the stack to plus 12, so it will move to 38, and then we will go to the jump instruction, and our array value was 1088, so it will move there in the 1088 value, and in 1088 value we have what? We have v0, s0 and v0. That means we are adding s0 and v0, and we are putting the value in v0, right? So s0 was 1 and v0 was 0, so v0 would be 1. We will again load the value from the stack, and our stack was now in 38. Okay, so we will load the value from the stack, so our array value will now be 1012, and a value will be 2 and so value will be 0. We will again move the stack 12 to 12, right? So it will go to the 50, and that is the end of the stack, or from the point where we started, and then we will go to the array value that we have now, because jump array. So going there, we will go to 1012, that is an exit. That means we have our value as v0 equal to 1. So we know in the Fibonacci series, nth number, which is 2, is equal to 1. Okay, so yeah, this is the simulation of MIPS code of Fibonacci series. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching.